We invite you to come with us for a visit to the Galápagos Islands, the science trip of a lifetime. This documentary will be unlike most you've seen, although it is one. This travelogue will be unlike most you've seen, although it is one. This video series will be unlike most you've seen, although it is one. Hi, I'm Les, and I invite you to join us on a scientific expedition to the Galápagos Islands. Join a group of homeschooled students as they look for the fingerprint of God in His creation. Discover one of the world's most fascinating and beautiful places.
Hi, my name is Dr. Georgia Purdom, and I'm a research scientist, speaker, and writer for Answers in Genesis. I have a Ph.D. in molecular genetics from The Ohio State University. In 2011, I was asked to accompany the group Living Science as they went on the field trip of a lifetime to the Galápagos Islands. Living Science is a Christ-centered homeschool study center that partners with parents to provide hands-on interactive studies of God's world. Of course, a trip to the Galápagos Islands is an amazing opportunity for any biologist, but especially for me, since one of my research goals is to understand how natural selection, mutation, and other mechanisms affect animal populations. The Galápagos Islands are quite literally a living laboratory for studying how these processes lead to adaptation and speciation. The Galápagos Islands were discovered in the early 1500s, but were made famous by the naturalist Charles Darwin. He visited the islands in 1835 during his voyage on the ship the Beagle. His study of the islands and other influences led him to propose that natural selection was the central mechanism leading to different species, such as different species of finches or different species of tortoises, which he encountered there. This idea was based on what he observed. However, Darwin took it one step further into the realm of the unobservable. He proposed that given enough time, such as millions of years, natural selection would cause one kind of animal to evolve into a different kind of animal, such as a dinosaur into a bird. These ideas about the past are of course contrary to the eyewitness account of God recorded for us in the first chapter of Genesis. God brought all living things according to their kind into existence from nothing by His spoken command. He did this in 6 24-hour days about 6,000 years ago. Now, when we use the word kind, which is a biblical term found in Genesis 1, we are typically referring to the family level in modern classification schemes. It is inferred from Scripture that animals reproduce according to their kind, and animals within any given family can usually mate with each other and produce offspring. For example, all dogs, including wolves, coyotes, foxes, and domestic dogs, all belong to the dog kind. Studying the Galápagos Islands can help us understand how God designed living things to adapt and thrive in the world, which has led to speciation. For example, all the different species of finches found in the Galápagos. What we discover on the islands gives no support for Darwin's idea that one kind of animal can evolve into a different kind of animal over millions of years. This video will focus on the two main groups of animals living on the Galápagos, birds and reptiles. The Living Science students will discuss some interesting facts they have learned about the animals we encountered, and I'll discuss how the animals have adapted and speciated on the islands. As you watch the video, keep in mind that we weren't filming under ideal conditions. We had to deal with a lot of wind, noise, blinding sun, settings like the cruise ship that were in constant motion, and as a result of all those things, a lot of bad hair days.
Hello.
Is this a special day or what?
Yes, we are flying out to the Galápagos Islands
Oh, there's the
as
cook.
of this afternoon. Ah, there's the
He's
cook.
the official cook. He does this every day. I'm not
Okay.
one to come to it.
Help!
Miss D, is it gonna fit?
As long as I don't have to get in there as well, it's going to fit.
Oh, yeah.
Check-in at the Atlanta airport is relatively uneventful.
All right. Now you'll find the rest of it
The team says goodbye to their parents and friends. Then, wait at the departure gate until it's time to go.
My freshman year, I got.
Anyone who has ever traveled by plane knows the excitement of that first takeoff, and we are no exception. In fact, most of the students have never been out of the country. After our 5-hour plane trip from Atlanta to Quito, we arrived late in the evening. Can you believe it? We're here. But before continuing, there were months of planning. So let's see what that was like. About 4 months before our trip, the students and their parents met at Living Science for some serious planning. But teenagers need nourishment. So, how is this trip different from anything you've ever seen before? Although it isn't. This will be a scientific expedition by a group of homeschool students with a biblical worldview. They have researched and studied for the better part of a year, and now they want to conduct their own research. Their observational research has a purpose: to look for the fingerprint of God in the Galápagos Islands. The science team gets comfortable while discussions are led by Mr. and Mrs. D.
Well, luckily, I've read a number of times that the Galapagos is really calm. Okay, it's calm seas around the Galapagos. Guys, it's gonna be hot, basically, okay? It's right on the equator. Shoes, what are you gonna wear for shoes? The only thing is when you get off half the time, it's gonna be wet landing and you'll be up to your knees as we walk off. If I'm gonna wear them for almost 2 weeks, I'm hoping that they don't break.
But we're going to at least plan as if we have some idea, and we're going to target, right, we expect to see this, and this on this island. What should we look at first? What are the big things that we want to highlight? Why don't you break up into groups now and do that first? Some of you may want to color code them, I don't know.
The science team breaks into small groups to identify the plants and animals they expect to see on the islands.
We are going to be stuck together in very small quarters for a long time. And there are going to be things that start to grate on you very quickly. So we need to be honest about that, okay? We need to talk about what are the kinds of things that are going to drive you crazy, what are the kinds of things that we need to be working on, each of us as individuals, to make sure that this is a God-honoring, God-glorifying, fabulous trip, and that we will immediately have very small accountability in a godly way, get into each other's faces and say, can we talk? You know what I'm saying? All right, but we have to be able to do that in a sweet, kind, gentle way. Otherwise, our testimony doesn't exist.
The science team receives their excursion shirts for group identification while on the trip.
These are 2X. Who's missing a small?
Ready to go?
TL?
Well, subscribe to be notified about our next video upload.